Hi guys.
Hi guys.
Since it's been super hot this week and it's projected to get even hotter, we thought we would do a little video on our top 10 ways to keep cool this summer in your camper van. He thinks he looks cool. I'm not convinced, but let's see how it goes.
Right, before we kick off with our 10 tips about how to keep cool in your camper, we just want a public broadcast announcement, which is on the 25th of July 2022. It's our 1 year anniversary of the channel.
It's one.
Not of us, we're ancient. And that means we're going to do a live stream, and we're going to do a live stream at 8 p.m.
8 p.m.
8 p.m. Please do join us, 25th of July.
That's
it's a
British
celebration.
Summertime for anybody who isn't in the UK.
Yeah. Yeah, please do join us. We're going to do a kind of live Q&A. We'd love to see as many of you there as possible. We've cracked over 5,100 subscribers now. I can't believe how many of you subscribe to the channel. It's absolutely amazing. It's blown us away. 500,000 views. It's just blown our minds. So, celebration, 25th July, 8 p.m. Please join us. Let's crack on with these cool tips. Right, so tip number 1, USB fans. So, a bit like Santa's grotto in here, but...
That's a kind word for it, I think.
What would you call it? A dump?
Mess.
So, one of these, we bought this for about £3.50, and I'm not even...
Oh, we bought it, I think I paid about £8 for it, actually.
Not even joking. You can tell it's one that Sarah bought because
Pink.
Look at the colour of that.
I think it's actually technically
Absolutely
called copper.
Pathetic. Oh, and I'm losing bits
Rose
off it.
gold.
So, with this, USB powered. In the Kali 6.1, you've got USB sockets on the end of the kitchen, which is fantastic. Plug it in. It's only got one speed, on or off. It just sits there and it can just whirl away and actually move a bit of air around in the van. It's all right. I wouldn't say it's no air conditioning, put it that way, but it's better than nothing at all. So definitely worth looking at. We did have a kind of gooseneck kind of USB thing, a USB fan, which you plugged in, had a bit of like an arm on it, which came out with just the fan on top, and that was great, apart from the one that we bought had loads of flashing lights on the blades, so it wasn't brilliant at night and it looked a bit girly, again like the rose gold. So let's crack on with number 2 and over to Sarah.
Number 2 then. There's quite a funky thing that you can get for your tailgate. I must confess we don't have one yet. We might live to regret that when we go away for our next trip and it's super hot. But basically it allows you to pull the tailgate down and latch it into its latching point down here. But it's like a T-shaped bar thing that basically allows you to leave the boot open. So, and you can lock your van afterwards as well. So quite a funky invention. Obviously gets some airflow through the van as well, which is great, and keeps it secure. What's not to like? So over to Will now for number 3.
So tip number 3 is wind deflectors and cracking your front windows open. So you may already have wind deflectors. We have done a video on these particular ones, which are the genuine Volkswagen ones. Have a look at the video up there. And it just allows you to crack the front windows open, just get a little bit of airflow through, and obviously if there's a shower in the night or anything like that, you're not going to get any rain in the van, and it doesn't look obvious that you've got your windows open either. So super simple. I'm sure you're already doing it. If you're not, we think they're a great invention, and obviously if you're driving along, it stops any wind buffeting as well, or quite a lot of the wind buffeting, so definitely worth thinking about. So back over to Sarah for number 4.
Okay, number 4 then is the Australian method. So we have a tendency in the UK, as soon as it gets hot, we throw windows open, curtains back, must let the air in, air the place. Actually, you need to do completely the opposite and shut the sun out. So put your blinds down, all of them, every single one, and keep the van as closed as you possibly can for the whole day. Might be tricky, but give it a go. And then the bonus tip is that when it's actually the sun goes down and it's starting to get a bit cooler, open it all up. That's the point, to let that nice cool air in. So we're going to head over to Will for number 5.
One thing you can do is to try and stop the heat coming in through the pop top. You can install a thermal wrap something like a rainbow screen or something like that around the outside. They tend to have a silvery foil, and you can get that to face outwards, which reflects away the heat, and they're thermal as well, which means that if you manage to keep the van cool, that will keep the cold in as well rather than let the hot air in. On the later T6s of the California and the 6.1, you also get this fantastic ability to open the front of the pop top, which, as long as the sun's gone down and you want to get some ventilation in the van, why not basically take the front of the pop top out? That's what it does. And if you unzip it all the way down, you get a fantastic bit of airflow which comes through the van. Obviously you can see behind us here, we've also got our ISO top in. Again, creates a bit of a thermal barrier, but it doesn't reflect the heat away. So the back of this is not, it's just, as you can see, it's black. It's not actually a kind of silvery lining or anything like that. So the ISO top, definitely warm. I wouldn't say it keeps the van particularly cool. You're going to need something on the outside which reflects the heat away if you wanted to do that. Right, so back over to Sarah for number 6.
Okay, number 6 is what we've actually found, and we can do this because there's only the 2 of us, is that it's actually a bit cooler to sleep downstairs, but with the roof up. So get the ventilation going upstairs with some windows open and bits of your pop top, but then actually stay downstairs. Heat rises, so it's actually quite a bit cooler to sleep downstairs. And if you sort of put that together with the one that I said earlier about the boot latch thing that we could potentially try and get hold of, then it's going to get even more airflow through the van. So that's all got to be good, hasn't it? Okay, so we're heading back over to Will for number 7.
Do you wear PJs? If you do, are you wearing cotton ones? And I don't want any of that silk nonsense. We're not having that discussion. But if you are wearing PJs in the van, cotton is probably best. It's nice and cool, nice kind of, you know, natural fabrics, and that will help keep you cooler than if you're wearing something which is polyester or, you know, a man-made fabric. I'm not going to tell you whether I wear PJs or not. Sarah's smiling behind the camera. Let us know in the comments below whether you do or you don't. And with that, we will head back to Sarah for number 8.
Number 8, the bonus of the Volkswagen California. And this is one of the reasons that we chose a California, and there's another video of ours that you can take a look at over here, reasons to have a Cali, is because it actually has a separate rear air conditioning unit. So you can set, obviously only when you're driving or when the engine's on, but you can set a temperature for the back of the van different to the front of the van. So our lovely dog Lucy Lou, she used to bask in some beautiful cool air in the back of the van, or get really toasty in the winter because you could see her lying there shivering, and you can just use it independently. You control it from the front. You've got your vents up here, little control panel there when the ignition's on that you can see, and then you've got the same over the other side there with the vents. So it's a superb feature. I just wish you could use the air conditioning when not for the leisure batteries. That'd solve it all. Over to Will for number 9.
I don't know whether you've been around the shows or not, but if you have, you've probably seen people selling those 40 quid plastic air cooler cube things, which look as though they're, you know, pumping out lovely cool air and everything else. We don't have one of those. I don't know whether they work or not. I'd love to know. Please tell us in the comments below if they do. I have seen plenty of YouTube videos of some proper style air coolers where people have bought a bucket, they've filled it with ice, they've put a fan on top of it with some copper pipe and all of that jazz, and actually, and a pump and things.
I'm not convinced my USB fan would sort that out.
Probably not. However, I know that there is some actual physics going on there in terms of that starting to help with cool, moist air and those kind of things. So if you've got a good air cooler solution which you think actually is worth sharing, rather than what I suspect is a bit of snake oil from the 40 quid thing at the show. If it worked, I'm sorry, I take it all back. Looks like snake oil to me. I've never been taken in by it yet. If it works,
get hustled past those
you do,
stalls
because I see hordes of people around them buying them, and I suspect they probably just take them out once, go it's rubbish, and then put it away again. Let us know in the comments below if you've got a proper air cooler solution, because if there is one out there, we'd absolutely love it, and you know, we want to try one. So with that, let's go to the final one, which is number 10, back with Sarah.
Our final tip then, number 10, is take a shower before bedtime. And remember, not a cold shower, because that actually apparently brings all of your hot blood to your top of your skin and actually can make you sweat even worse. So kind of body temperature shower. You don't need to go to the other extreme and, you know, tip boiling hot water over your head or anything. But seeing as it's super hot, we could probably even get away with the one in the Cali, to be entirely honest, because let's face it, it's sat in the sun all day, so it's probably quite nice and toasty. So that's our 10 tips for how to stay cool in your van over this beautiful summer that we're having here. Don't forget that live stream to celebrate our first anniversary on the 25th of July at 8 p.m. British summertime. We'd love to see you there, and we hope you've enjoyed our top 10 of keeping cool, and we'll love to see you again soon sometime for some more California time.